up, guys? It's Johnny Shuttleworth here. I am working with Tim Abood and AJ Parkinson, and we are here to spread deaf awareness. Our main goal today is to have people want to learn more about deaf awareness. So, we are here to talk about ASL, PSE, Martha Vineyard Sign Language, and BSL. Okay, so worldwide, there are 7 million deaf people that use sign language. There are around 130 sign language that are documented, but there are more that are undocumented. So we don't actually know how many, like the number of sign languages there are. Another thing is that no sign language is identical. Okay, so they're all different. So ASL, ASL is considered a foreign language. ASL has its own vocabulary, grammar, word order, and style. And it's not necessarily reflecting English words. ASL originates from French Sign Language, and that is why both of them look so similar. So, how does ASL impact the deaf community? ASL gives deaf people a voice. It gives them the freedom to say what they need to say. Um, Once ASL was recognized as a national language, this was the biggest event in sign language history. Research shows that a deaf child is not exposed to sign language in the critical year after birth. There can be permanent harm to the brain development. So the faster they learn ASL, the more it will help them and the easier it will be for them. So how do deaf people feel about hearing people learning ASL? So the deaf people appreciate it a lot. It shows that we're committed to being more united with them, to bridging the gap between each other. We want to learn more about it. We want to learn their culture, and we're doing it out of our own time. And the deaf people really appreciate that. So, that is it for ASL. And for ASL, we are gonna go to PSE with Tim Abood.
So Pigeon Sign English is a mixture of American Sign Language and spoken English. It's used by it's used as a way to bridge the gap between spoken English and deaf sign language, and it's not considered an actual language. It lacks rules and regulations that languages have. It uses kind of the sentence structure of English, of spoken English, and the signs for ASL, so the hand motions, the hand shapes, but the way you would speak in English. It's not incredibly accepted in deaf culture, but it is one of the most used versions of sign.
I'll be talking about Martha's Vineyard Sign Language. Started in 1600, came from immigrants from a different place, came to Kent County, England. Cape and Islands, Jonathan Lambert, first known deaf people, and him and other were the first known deaf people. They arrived in the vineyard in 1694, and Lambert's wife and 7 children settled there. Wife was born hearing, and also the 2 children. Historians say that Lamberts used a form of regional sign language developed over there. Then sign language eventually evolved into more known as Martha's Vineyard Sign Language. As the deaf community grew, Martha's Vineyard Sign Language became a common form of communication on that island.
So, British Sign Language and American Sign Language are 2 very different things, even though a lot of people assume that American Sign Language and British Sign Language would be at least incredibly similar because they're both heavily based off of English. However, that's not the case. It's the only same amount of signs. There was about 30% from BSL to ASL. It's estimated that about 151,000 people use BSL. It was first documented used in a British wedding in 1576. And so, for example, for the signs being different, in ASL, that's world with two W's, you go kind of around. And however, in BSL, it's like that. Yeah.